Hey guys, welcome to my build. This is my main rig that I use mostly for gaming, a little bit of editing here and there, and just overall usage day to day. So stay tuned and we'll take a closer look inside. Thanks. Hey guys, so this is an overview of the case itself. It's all been done by me. Everything has been done, including the acrylic tubing. All the bends have been done by myself. It was definitely a learning experience. It looks a lot better in my opinion. So we'll just go through the components of the computer. First and foremost, the case itself is a Bitfenix Shinobi XL with the windowed side panel. And if you've ever seen a Shinobi before, you could tell the inside's been gutted pretty much, and all the hard drive cages, the 5 1/4 inch bays were all taken out. And then so I'm fully water cooled. So in the front I have 360 Rad, which is an Alphacool. The top Rad is also a 360, which is XSPC. And then again, like I said, the acrylic tubing I just sourced out here locally. There's an industrial plastic shop that we have in Edmonton, Alberta. It's called Johnson's Plastic, and I got about, I think it was like 6 feet for like $10 or something like that. So I bought 12 feet because I figured I was going to mess up, and I did a lot, so I could just throw out those pieces and just remake them. I bought originally the EK hard tube, HD tubing, but again, you pay like $15 to $20 and you get close to nothing really, especially if you screw up a lot. You just got to keep throwing that out. So, but anyways, so it was all done. Like I said, it took me quite a while. It definitely, there's a learning curve to it, but I think it turned out pretty great in the end. The tubes are nice, and I try to keep them nice and simple and clean. I didn't want to use a lot of fittings on the tubes, so I tried to make all the bends. And like I said, so this piece here, I probably tried it 2 or 3 times before I got it right. But by far the one that took me the longest is this piece right here, going from the CPU block all the way to the Rad. So that bend there, because it wasn't the bends itself that was hard, it was the measurements, to get that perfect bend so you don't have all those issues. But in the end, it turned out okay. Hardware wise, the motherboard is the Asus Maximus Extreme 6, I believe. Processor is the Intel 4770K, 3.6 stock. It's overclocked to 4.5 at a 1.2 V-core, I believe. It might be even 1.25, but in that range. RAMs are Corsair Dominator Platinums, 16 gigabyte, 16 gigs. They're 1866 megahertz, running at stock speeds. GPUs, these are for my old build. They're the Radeon 7950s, and honestly, they haven't done me wrong yet, so I'm going to keep them for a little while. And I think once summertime rolls around, I'll probably pick up some 980s or something, or 970s, I'm not sure. But I'm definitely going to go, I think, NVIDIA next round. So for the power supply itself, I have the Corsair AX1200i. It's overkill, I know, but I got it for like a steal, like $180 at the time, like 3-4 months ago, and I could not refuse that. I mean, you're gonna pay $200 for like a good 800 watt, so why not just pick that up? So I did that. For SSDs, I'm running 2 Vertex 4s. They're 120 gigabytes. The second one is behind the motherboard tray. And so yeah, that's pretty much it for hardware, computer components. And I also have external 6 terabytes, 2 3 terabyte drives in here. They're Seagates. I'm not a fan of Seagates, but they're all for $100, so I picked them up. So yeah, I don't know if you can really see them in there, but anywho, so I just have one as my media, and then the other one just backs up. Eventually I'm gonna get like a NAS or something, or even build one eventually. So but back to the main rig. The pump itself is a D5 pump with the XSPC cover or plate or whatever the hell you want to call it, face. But anyways, the reservoir is also XSPC. I think it's called the Phantom. I can't remember. Phantom 140, I believe. It's definitely the smaller one out of the two versions. I wanted to put it here, just because obviously you can still see it from the window. Because the window that comes with the case itself is. I need this thing to refocus. Because the side panel is, the window's only halfway, so you only see from here on in, and this is all metal. So I might even cut that in the summertime and make it one big window instead. But as you can tell back here, when I cut the 5 1/4 inch bay in the back, I left the one panel. I just put a piece of plexi, so I might also redo that and make it the whole piece. So right now, if I take off the back cover, you'll see right through it to the other side. So I'm gonna make it one piece. For fans, I'm running Corsair's AF120s. Well, just that one in the back is a 120, or the AF, sorry. And then the Rads themselves is the SPs 120s. So 3 there, and you got 3 up top. I had them originally flipped around the other way so you can see the rings. So I might do that again. But I thought I'd try them both ways, see if I get any temperature difference. And honestly, I haven't seen any, so I might just flip them back again just for the cosmetics point of view. For the cabling, I'm using Corsair's. I think in my old build I did all the cabling, the sleeving myself, and it was a pain in the ass. So I picked these up. They were on sale at ntix.com for like I think 40 bucks. So it came with the kit for all the cables, all the 6 and 8 pins and all that good stuff, but not the 24 pin. But I did order that last night actually, so when it comes in, I'll swap that out. And then back here, that display there is my temperature, the water coolant, the water temperature, and the probe for that is just back there in the Rad, the second plug. So that goes a little bit behind the motherboard tray into there and shows me what my temperature is leaving my first Rad, and it goes up to the second Rad. So if you notice also back there, I only use fittings to connect the 2 radiators together. I could not for the life of me get a piece of plexi or acrylic to do that that bend. So I was like, you know what, I had all the fittings, I might as well just go straight fittings, and you can't really see it, it's all blacked out, so that was fine. I'm not sure if I mentioned this either. The CPU block is Supremacy, the original one, the first one. It came out, it had the smoke glass, so I polished that out. I think it looks a lot better. And the same thing with the water blocks for the computer, or for the video card, sorry. They're also EKs, they're full blocks. If you notice, obviously there's that red light going around my behind the plexi of the cards themselves. And I'm just gonna turn off the light behind me here so we can get a better view of it. And one sec. Okay, there we go. So behind the acrylic of the video cards, I just have some red, green, blue LEDs, so I can change the colors on them and choose any color I want. It came with the remote control as well. I just got these off eBay. I think it was like 24 bucks. And then so I can change any color I want. I decided I was honestly against the whole red black builds just because there's so many of them out there, so it's just outplayed. Originally I had the Sabertooth X58 build, and that was like an army green, so I was like army green, black and white, and I thought it looked really cool. But when I got this board and this the CPU and whatnot, I decided to I mean, the motherboard is a Rogue, so they already by default have the red and black, but they had a few stickers like back here that had their, you know, Republic of Gamers and a little badge up here. I just peeled those off, like I said, took out all the red and just left the little hints. So obviously the things I couldn't take out, like the PCI express lanes and the SATA ports. Those are red. I did plastic dip them, but they bubbled up for a bit, so I was like, you know what, I'll just peel them off. It's not a big deal. So back on topic, the lights themselves, I can change the colors. So right now they're red. I can make them green. I can make them white. The white look does look okay, but honestly, in person they kind of have a hint of blue, so it doesn't really match the rest of the build lights. But on camera it seems to look really good actually. But yeah, in person they look off. So I like to keep them on red, just for the the ROG build, the scheme, it fits it. The cool thing about them too is, I don't know if you can really see it, but you can see the reflection on the bottom card of the top card's EK logo. So that's kind of cool, because I got the back plates on them as well. So yeah, so let me get the light turned back on and we'll talk some more. Alright, so a little more modding I did was the very back there. If you can see the IO back panel, the IO shield itself I painted black. Again, plastic dip, so I could peel them right off. And same thing with the IOs themselves, as they were chrome and I painted them black, just to, it's more fitting. It looks a lot better in my opinion. It was an eyesore to me on my old board, so. And these unfortunately don't have the covers like the new X99s do and stuff, and I think that's props to them for doing that now. But yeah, this was my fix around it. Plastic dip is also non-conductive, so if obviously I taped it off and painted them, but if anything did sneak off to the board, it won't hurt the board at all. There's actually guys doing the whole board plastic dip, like white or whatever color they want it to be. But yeah, so that's pretty much it for the front of the build. I don't know if I missed anything. If I did, I'm sorry. But yeah, so let's go over to the opposite side of the case. Okay, and here's the back side of the case. I know I could have done a bit of a better cable management back here, but honestly, it's as best as I could do because there is a shitload of cables back here. So you got your CPU power to the board, going all the way to the bottom, just a whole bunch of shit for front IO and all that stuff coming out to the very bottom of the case. And this right here is for the LEDs behind the video cards. And then this right here, this terminal power block I put in just another way. Instead of having a whole bunch of splitters and stuff, the Molex splitters, I figured, there's no need. They all need 12 volts for the lights. So I ended up just doing that. And then the cables go up to the lights and wherever they are. And same thing over here is I use another power block for the 5 volts, because the temperature probe reader and some LEDs in the reservoir and stuff are 5 volts, so I figured I'd do it this way, so that looks okay as well. But yeah, that's pretty much it. There's that second SSD. They're actually 2A taped. There's no holder there for it, so I just have them 2A taped. And same thing with the Corsair link for the power supply. That's just 2A taped in there. I also have the board only has one USB 3 plug-in, so I have to buy. I got a converter with a case that converts it to USB 2. So only 2 of my front IOs are USB 3. And the other 2 are just standard 2.0. And so yeah, so that's pretty much it. A nice big cutout, CPU cutout. If I need to maintain that for any reason, take it off. And there's tons of room back here for cables to pass through, so that was kind of nice. Because obviously you can see I'm overlapping some cables and still okay. But yeah, I'll try to do a better job once I get my new 24 pin sleeve cable in there. So back here, they have the pre-drilled holes for the water cooling if you're going to put like the rad or whatever on the outside, which obviously I wasn't. So I ended up putting a button back here. All I did was slip it into the rubber and it grabbed onto it. The button is for the LEDs, to turn on the LEDs in the case and turn them off, because this is in my room, so if the computer's on overnight, that like can be a little bit distracting. So I think the button was a great idea. So yeah, so I didn't want to drill anything in the front and ruin the the original look of the case, even though I butchered the front panel, but we'll get to that. And but yeah. Okay, so I mentioned that I butchered the front of my front panel, and this is what I meant by it. Originally, the Shinobi comes with the whole thing just blocked off with just their logo in the front, which is this guy right here. I originally just painted it and had it in there, but when I put the 360 in there, I'm like, man, that's for those fans, 3 fans to breathe just through those teeny tiny channels on the side of the case. So that was kind of brutal. So I picked up one of these fan grills, and I know it's only a 240, but I don't know, it's better than nothing. They're still breathing at least. There's one more fan back here, but I didn't want to cut it into here because if I did, you're sort of gonna have this gap because this is a bit smaller than 5 1/4 inch bay. But I think it overall looks okay like that. But yeah, so I just wanted my fans to breathe, or my rad to breathe, or yeah, the fans pull air, fresh air for the case. And so I'm probably gonna get a filter in there as well. But for now, I'll leave it like that. And then up here, I have my fan controller, which is controlling all the fans in the case. So you got top rad, bottom rad, and then the back of the case. I used to have one more fan in the very bottom of the case pulling in air, but after I put the pump there, I couldn't put any more, or the pump and the bigger power supply as well. So that's why there's my third fan controller has no RPM. So because there's no fan there, I can turn that all the way off. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Well, thank you guys for checking out my build. I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I had fun building this thing and making it look the way it does right now, because I think it looks pretty solid. So yeah, so thanks again for checking out this video. One more note I want to point out actually before I go is, if you guys noticed the sticker earlier, Obi-Wan Shinobi, that's what the case is, Bitfenix Shinobi XL. And when I had a build log going on the forums, one of the guys was like, hey, you should call this Obi-Wan Shinobi. So I gotta give that gentleman some credit. I forget his name now, but big up to you. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed. Talk soon.